take a walk. It's already 11. The skies are darker, so it's like messes. I'm already like messed up in terms of like uh times and stuff because we just had like blazing sun. So now you go like it feels like it's like 8 o'clock still. So well, because I'm on the other day, so I don't have to do my floor work. I kind of would like to do jog walks, but I decided yesterday I'm going to stick to my schedule because I think I'll do it more if I stick to it every other day instead of just doing it and then kind of going yeah. So if I do that every other day with my other stuff, finishing up my coffee. I know it's already 11. I'm still on coffee, but this is the end of it. So, uh, oh, one of the things that just came up on my way back upstairs when that person that was working at the Father Bill's Mainspring, when she was transferring me back and forth from the hotel to the shelter and telling me about herself, and I was shocked about how she worked for IBM, like they created computers, and they like wedged her out supposedly, and she had to train the people that were going to be taken over, and she was given enough money she never had to work again. And but she chose to volunteer for the prison system for like 30 years, and you go, well, that says it all. Okay, that's why you're so ill. And I'm not a criminal. You shouldn't be holding me prisoner hostage. So it explains their entire facility and why it was always weird from the second I got there. That's why. They run the place like you're a criminal. They're like completely deranged. I don't know if they think we did something in a previous or what they're conjuring up there. Okay. But anyways, it's all animal behaviors. So that they never thought it was weird from the second I stepped in there. You just go, so this is normal to be doing? Okay. So anyways, you've extincted your whole species, which thank you, on your way out. Um, this sinister, like in terms of God explaining, talking to everybody since 2011, this sinister. She's talking about how people don't like the hotel because of the isolation, because they're primates, and that's the worst thing you can do to a primate is what they're doing to me. They're that sinister. That's why they're doing it. And you go, you are so sick. It's social distancing, and you're not supposed to be doing this. It just means stay away from my species. Like, don't get it in your heads to start attacking me, taking my children like you did, trying to kill me, trying to rape me, trying to breed with us. That's what it means, not this. And then they utter it to you too. Like you go, oh my God, like your brain, your psyche is so sick and mean. You just go, what the hell? Right, because it's part of what I explained about a walkabout, where you go, like it's Darth Vader, and you go, wait a minute, what the fuck? What? God wouldn't say that. The whammo blammo, okay? And then for me, that ends it. You guys just, different species, man, just your psyche is really, that you would, your brain matter keeps believing that. It's always bad and weird and stuff too. You just go, oh my God. Something like, he said something, it's something about I should kill myself, and I started screaming. God wouldn't say that. And then there was that one time I was walking around, I explained it, we should just kill them all. And I go, nice try. Like, it's supposed to be like that, like, nice try. Yeah, just, some of them I think do sort of talk to the creator like that, but you just go, you realize that you're disgusting, right? Okay, just, someone told me that that Marge person was talking about God all the time, and you go, really? Okay, explain your God to us. Please do. It's like severe, severe brain loss. That shit with that Paul guy and that Brian person. That is severe brain loss. It's weird that they can utter words. You would think they'd be completely nonverbal, but it's a certain type of. It's not like the Alzheimer's that you're used to seeing, but it's definitely severe brain loss. You just go. So you think everyone's Janis Joplin. You believe in reincarnation. Now you're primates. Okay. Are you doing rules? Okay, you're primates. Um, and what are you doing with this business with pretending that you're doing everything and anything to sexually assault me? And then you're like, are you pretending to be Alex there? Okay. And then what happens then? Is that like you're conquering me or you reincarnate or something? Okay. Holy shit. I know you just go, whoa. Well, I'm surprised that primatologists aren't interviewing you people at this point. Are there people that come and talk to them? Okay, that's what they're doing. They're studying them. Yeah. Okay, so what is this? Okay, and then you're sharing drinks, and then you a couple for that day. Okay, and Mary knows about it. That's what Crystal told me. Did I okay that couplehood somehow? How in your brain matter did I okay the couplehood though? That's what I'm asking. Even in your primate system, I never okayed a couplehood. Okay. Sick and disgusting. I never told her to come over and sit with us, and I never told that Katie person she could come over and sit with us. That's why your system doesn't work. You have severe brain loss. Because I'm not allowed to go punch someone in the head and go stay the fuck away from him. I never okayed you fucking this person. Because that's how your system would work if I was a disgusting animal. That's why I finally got the fuck away from you things. Right? Just, I feel like God had me in some kind of delusion, and it sort of was studying how sick you are out there. So definitely expect to sicken and die. That is. No person that utters words and stuff should be that alive doing that. Yeah, that is. I don't know if they ever had. I don't know what they were doing in their lives before. If they never had a medical directive. Okay. It's like the person that started texting me. So I don't know if that's something that Brian has been going around doing and others. Okay. Clearly, you folks weren't doing that in your lives 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay. So I think he kind of was, according to what he was telling me. He was doing that. So he didn't realize how sick his brain is. It sounds like he was doing that. That was his upbringing. Someone might want to know who this person is in New Jersey so they can go kill him. If he was doing child pornography, yeah, someone might want to have an interest in that to find out if that's actually true or not. Who is this person? What's his address? Before you become nonverbal. Not you're taking Mary Gladys there. Is Please Do part of that pornography network, or is that why some of those people flipped out? The ones who said they had children? Are they pedophiles? Is that funny? I don't find that to be funny. No, some of them get like that. It's part of profuse mental illness. I explained it about Girl Scout cookies and laughing. Like everything apparently begins to sound like a sex joke, and they think that's funny because their brain is gone. some of us in Anonymous, because of psychological suggestion and stuff, I understand some of what you're experiencing. Okay, so where everything begins to sound like a sex joke and stuff, and you're laughing, it's just we don't stay like that. Like we don't stay in that condition. I explained some of the stuff that was going on on Twitter in the early years, so that people would be forthcoming to their medical providers and people around them about their thoughts and ideas. Okay, because typically people, your species keeps things hidden about what your thoughts and stuff are. So if you suggest, that's why it's called psychological suggestion. If you suggest that something is normal to talk about, or socially acceptable and stuff, that people are more forthcoming. Like that's a big part of what Carl Jung was doing, apparently, where you suggest to primates that if you're not restrained by this Christianity and stuff, you're actually smarter and better. Like you've overridden your binder. Okay, and then they're more forthcoming to talk to you because psychopaths hide it because they know that that's not socially acceptable. Probably, I'm sure Charles Manson and his group were they probably talked about that stuff. All the Beach Boys and stuff. I'm sure that was probably something that they discussed. They're all on psychedelics. They're getting it right. They're all doing that. What is it? Not Aid Ashbury. I don't even know what that is. Woodstock and stuff. They're all yeah, and they all think that they've reached some higher echelon of life, and not they're just on hallucinogens and out there. I don't know for a fact, but I suspect this thing about the measles is to help keep people calm, uh, because you can get rashes when you have sepsis and stuff. And then if you think you just have the measles and it's going to resolve in 10 to 12 days. Uh, so, gotta brush my teeth and put my snow boots on. It's good it's not windy. Yeah, so I'll be able to wear my fur coat. Um, I don't think I have to. It depends on how comfortable I want to be tomorrow because, yeah, I mean, if I'm supposed to do jog walks, I don't really, yeah, I think I'm not going to stop at the store. I'll just have to, tomorrow morning, I'll go, oh, why didn't I go to the store yesterday? That's what I'll say. Well, I guess I could, but we'll see. I could just put, because I have to bring like my Snap card. I have to bring a bag to carry because I didn't get soda yesterday because of that sale on the water. I know I kind of don't think most people drink that stuff, so yeah. I kind of think they don't because it's always available at the store. So I think a lot of people probably tasted it and went, we're not drinking that, Mary. Just like Jen did. How can you drink this? Okay, one, you're clearly not a beer drinker. And two, I like carbonation. Right? It's like an elixir. You gotta have the burping. Especially when you're not on the diet I'm on. So that's part of it. Like you don't like burping. Okay, that's all I'm just explaining it. So you're like whatever's going on with you, you have to have a sweet taste every time you drink something. So I'd say you weren't a beer drinker. I mean, you want to see, I got something soaking right here, but it's not going to have the same effect because it's coconut salsa water. But you want to. All right, so let's see, and then drink this. Yeah, I know. Why am I drinking this? I don't know. That's what God told me to hand you to drink. called an elixir. Anyways, I'm on limes now doing yeah, today might be the last day. How many days has it been? Today might be the last day of this one. This has got 2 lines in it. You got to leave it soaking at least overnight. I did that, was it 2 nights ago, so I could finish my food because I was like, it worked. Yep, it worked. So maybe if you eat so much and you don't feel good, right? It's vitamin C too. I looked it up, so that could be beneficial. Citrus, vitamin C, stuff goes on with the intestines and stuff while you're being radiated. I just do what he tells me to do. So last night I had salad. I used cabbage and dandelion greens and chicken thighs and eggs with the typical mayo. Like obviously, I'd usually probably have like cottage cheese too, or sour cream or something, just so I'm not using as much mayo. But I like putting cottage cheese on stuff. So I feel great. It started last night. Yeah, I feel great. Like it must have been from the radiation. Yeah, just that's why I said I really feel it's beneficial for people to be able to look me up online. Some people go, they're going to be mad because you're talking about them. You really don't understand. I mean, people are like being nuked. Some of them might be frightened. And then you go, oh, okay, so it's from that. All right. So I can explain it as many, like I said when I had the live stream, I can explain it as many times as needed about um, if you're not the government, how are you printing incomes to people through the DTA office? It happens like, did you think you were in the military? Are you in the United States military? Because you could become extremely depersonalized. Like I told you about the person, what was it, Kyle, that was working for the shelter? Okay. She appeared to think she was in the military. Okay. Are you in the United States military? Okay. You were told to approve every stipend. That's part of the transition plan. So you're guilty of treason and crimes against humanity. Are you believing that you're having other people killed so that you can take over the land piece? Or because someone else won't stop driving? That's like Nuremberg trial stuff. You're not going to be arrested. It's you were already found guilty. I think I announced that a couple of years ago. Did I not? Does it seem weird? Okay, you need to study Germany because you need to find out what Adolf Hitler is and if that person won an election. Okay, and understand about a brain plague and people that are having issues with their brain, like James Comey and David Banner. That was years and years ago. That doesn't make them criminals. That's what I'm explaining to you. That was a long time ago. People thought because of who I am, and God was talking to them too, and they're reading their holy Bibles. They probably never believed that you folks would be doing this. Why are you trying to murder the Virgin Mother? Things like I don't know become helpful at that time. Okay, because if you don't know, should you be making decisions about who has incomes and who has SNAP food units? Or you follow the direct order that you were given. Did you get confused when you were told to go back to U.S. Constitution? Okay, then you're not in the military. You're depersonalized. So, someone might ask that. How did a person named Alyssa Colby qualify for a Section 8? Why was she given a Section 8 for housing? How did she qualify for it? January 6, 2021. Okay, so you're not the government and you can't be in the military. Because if you're in the military, you've lost your mind, and I'm explaining it to you. You're guilty of treason and crimes against humanity, so you're being euthanized. I've been to Washington, D.C. myself, so that's not fake news, right? The public wants to have their stuff with the election and stuff, so that's what they're getting. That is what they do here. Some people believe they're masterminds of war and stuff, and so they cause confusion when they're just mentally confused. So eventually, it's almighty, just like the vaccines, and you stop doing the face masks. Okay. There can't really be a reason to keep shutting off people's SNAP food cards and then saying that you have to do a renewal. We know why you're doing it. You're in some sort of a fixated state of people going out there. Like now it's like a cast of characters. That's why you went Marie Lagore. We're not doing that here. Okay? The US Constitution is not a cast of characters where you make up reasons to arrest people and they have to partake in your plays that don't have any meaning or sense. That's not US Constitution. So that all was proven to me. I saw it from my own eyes from April to about August. I don't know how long you've been doing that, but probably at least since 2020, right? There was a reason why all that stuff was closed, but what happened is people began to murder people and they didn't shut it down. You can't keep a population of people on a permanent lockdown in housing. That's profoundly insane. We're not doing that. That's what you were told. That's why you were told by everybody that's it. This is being fired back up because that was insane. It was insane from the beginning. I mentioned it. The only thing that wouldn't have been insane is people thought they were actually going to be able to shut down the system. And then I explained to you that wasn't going to be possible. Okay. And why? Whatever your thoughts are now, it's because God is putting those thoughts in there to contain you. Okay? Satan will be released for a little while, and then we saw why you can't be freed. And then apparently you've been printing yourselves money and then still refusing to give other people incomes because then they're part of your show, Gabe. Okay, so you have to be euthanized. No one has to panic about someone took over the United States of America. Right. It's called NATO in the United Nations and a plan of how to deal with it. So obviously that's why I would be required to be doing this, as weird as people think it is. I don't know what you think the Virgin Mother would be doing. I'm not a government official. Right, maybe reference your holy Bibles. I don't know what you would think I'd be doing on planet Earth. Okay, so just people that I hear it all the time, like Darlene that died. Honestly, Mary, you don't have that kind of pull, or you don't have any pull. Okay. Why you think that's going on, I don't know, but it's not important to me to be powerful. It's really not. Okay, so just doing my God created job as best I can while you folks are still here in this bodily form. Not all of you are that obnoxious. Obviously, some kind of disconnect, whether she was not raised a Christian or something, like some kind of disconnect to who you're even talking to. To some degree, I don't really like stuff about people have to respect you and respect your authority and stuff because that becomes embarrassing. But uh, just sometimes it's an award for tongue biting. I explained this before. And the award for tongue biting actually goes to me, even though some of you probably think I have a very cutting tongue and you just go, oh my God, like what the hell? How dare someone say that? How dare someone say that? Why am I subject to a person who drank herself to death? Why am I subject to that? And that person gets a turn talking down to me like I'm a piece of shit. Why am I subject to that? Because someone decided that they were going to do a fun game and attack me in my house using DCF to do it. Okay? That's it. And because I'm the Virgin Mother, I follow the Holy Bible. The planet expects that from me. Not they wake up and go, like they're in invasion of the body snatchers, and even the Virgin Mother is fucking deranged with their COVID money check. Ah, everybody fuck themselves, suck a dick. I don't think the planet wants that from me. So that means I don't have any pull. I can't put her in housing like the animal did. I can't put her in housing and I can't print her money, so she has no fucking use for me. I don't even want that. That's what I'm saying. You go, I did you things a favor by coming out here, and half of you thought you were going to reincarnate. You can go fuck yourselves. How's that? Give you a nice dying delusion. Run around talking to me like I'm a piece of shit. Okay, bye. Enjoy the jungle of the fuck you're going. Just like that thing. I'll scoot right out of Faulkner Hospital, and here I am with my next retarded person pulling my dick and giving me money for drugs and alcohol and housing. Can we go there today? That's all any of them ever do. So I don't even want them to. That's what I'm saying. It benefits me. Could you imagine? I mean, you go, how many, let's check, how many visitors a day does the Pope of the planet get at the Vatican? Let's see. I stood in the line myself. Could you imagine? Each and every one of those things are going to hit me in the head until I shake their fucking hand and they go to heaven. 13 years of this. Uh, that can't happen, okay? That can't happen. You don't want to be my species. That's why you had a pope. Let's see. Number of visitors. If you've never been to the Vatican, I have. You have to stand in line for literal hours to get into the place, and you're not even seeing the Pope that day. He wasn't doing a papal audience. I didn't get audience with him. We never saw a pope. Just to get into the place and see and view the building. I can imagine what it's like. What is it, Wednesdays? When he's up in the balcony and stuff, it's probably even more people. It's probably worse. 17,000 people a day. That's why we have the internet. Okay? Not I keep calling you and you keep shutting off my food trying to force me to talk to dying children. Get a grip. That's now. It was probably more people before. Okay, let's see. In 2007, 4.3 million tourists visited the Vatican museums alone. So I don't know if they were there for the artwork, which is what I was there for. That might be why they're doing it. I'm not sure. You'd have to find out how many people are going to the churches and stuff, and then you go, you don't think that they want her on the internet? Okay. Because she said a cuss word? Okay. Is she scaring children? Using your children as an excuse for your own fear and denial and your sinister behavior. Like some of you, I don't know if you think that your children don't know that you're a Looney Tunes and you think you're hiding that from them. Okay. It's not your job to determine who gets access to God's prophet. Even that's why you can't birth my species. All of that's over. Okay. You just go, um, no, I don't like her. This, that, and the other. I don't like the stuff with the working out in the abs. And okay, that's why you don't house me. I'll have to set a goal that I leave at least by noon. I'm just gonna go up to my bench and back because I think that's the safest route to go. I thought about going this way because it's a nice snowfall right now and just walking in the snow with my snow boots. I can't walk like at a good clip in those boots. Yeah, that's what's good about the work boots. I can still walk kind of fast in them because it's not like accumulated yet. It's just sort of like fun to walk in. I'm trying to think. They put that big sidewalk up there by the movie theater, so that makes it better. Yeah. This only has one, because first of all, there's a crosswalk right there, the Walcott Center. There's only two times that you have to, right. And there's lights there, but you still have to be wicked careful if you've never walked that way before. You still have to be wicked careful, the drivers, right? Just, even though the thing goes to walk, yeah. Um, there's only two of those in the whole walk, so you do it on the way there and the way back. And then that one little place, I've sometimes with it's like a little strip mall. I've started going up the thing and walking past the businesses because they back out. It's like a big, huge thing that I can see why they think that, but that's actually a pedestrian um, sidewalk too, right? But it's huge and open, so that becomes kind of hazardous right there. But yeah, that's the thing about the Dedham Walk. There isn't. It's a long, way longer walk, and it's boring. If there was snow on the ground, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe save the Dedham Walk for tomorrow. So, I guess I could. I guess I could wear the work boots. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wear my boots and just have like a pleasant walk. It's not really going to be obviously a fitness walk because of the speed. So that's it for today. And then I've got to shell peanuts. Um, it's her birthday. She's still sleeping. So, do 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 do. Right, I got to get you people dead before she passes away. Yep, got to get you dead. because you said I'm never getting housing, ah ha ha, and you're never giving me an income, ah ha ha, and you're never gonna stop this insanity with the SNAP food card. So you have to be put in the ground. I wasn't sure how God was gonna do it because I'm like, I've got to pass on before this woman dies. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen to me? They're just gonna kill me on the fucking street like they do everybody else. Right. So it's not really it felt like for a while like with fucking despair and shit, but you're clearly being put down. Right. And there's a whole bunch of people just like me, by the way. There's people that are living with people that are in their 90s. I was already told by people, not that's God telling me that. I was told by other people. So you're not getting more. And then we all know all you're going to do is murder us on the street in a horrifying insanity. Like we're exactly just like you were told people were starved to death. Okay, so no one's giving anybody any more chances. I don't even want to hear it. They don't even talk like that, you know. No, if you talk to them, you would be like astonished. Yeah, they just are sinister, and you don't have any children, and just over and over and over and over and over again, and they never tire of it. It's shocking. Oh my God, I'm so mean. I'm sure that uh is it it's not Stone Bella, is it? I don't like forgetting people's names. She's probably mean like that too. She's probably mean like that too. Just um, I guess it's mean, but it's actually true. Is it not scientifically true that people are attractive because they have better genetics? Is that not true? Okay. Like it, a being, okay, that can't, you wouldn't know it, I guess, until you had a kid. Okay, when you go, oh my God, what on earth? And then like you go, I don't think I was really created to have children. Like this is, and now you're miserable your whole life after that. Yeah, you are. So would you agree that you're not created to be mothers, or you still think you are? It's got to be a conflict because you don't know what else to do with yourselves. That's all you do, clearly. And then you live in a misery because your physical bodies were not made for that. I mean, hello? I don't know what you're making up. One of you made up I had a tummy tuck. I've never had a tummy tuck. Nope. Some people know what a tummy tuck is and they could explain it to you. They probably just take one look at a photograph and go, she hasn't had a tummy tuck. Some people go, we're looking at her medical record. She hasn't had a tummy tuck. She had a breast lift with implants put in. That's it. She's never had Botox. She's never had a chemical peel. No. Some people, unfortunately, have seen me completely naked. I have no cellulite, no stretch marks. I don't have excess skin. You weren't created to birth children. Right. And then you actually care way more about your looks than I do. So that's a horrifying state to be in, I'm sure, but that's not my problem. You would think highly favored one. Does it seem like God's allowing you to do this to me? Okay. And I explained to you that how sinister it is because in your mind, everything you do to me is the worst thing you could do to a person. That's how bad you are internally. You're bad, bad, mean people, not you're nice. It's a little bit sad that you people birthed children because you're so mean. So, it just, from my perspective, obviously I'm afraid of you. Is that a good thing that I'm afraid of you? That you frighten me because you're so disgusting and mean and violent? They seemed to think it was funny up at the train and at the house when you said I was going to jail after you attacked me. Anyways, that was totally true too. Do you recall that? That was last winter, right? The winter of 2022, 23, when you were all over the TV, scaring the crap out of children. You're allowed on television to terrorize everybody on this land piece, but I'm being shut off the internet? Oh, yeah, just the whole thing. You don't even care. You don't even get embarrassed by that, right? Yes, sir. Okay, sir. You're nothing but scary monsters. I don't know. People used to care about that. They used to get mad when you would infer that they're nothing but an animal. You guys really are so brain reduced. You enjoy it. That's why the whole concept started. It's supposed to be embarrassing to you, but you actually enjoy it. Whoa. That's why they were told to stop doing it. Uh, Stop doing that. That does not mean hello. These things are not embarrassed by anything. Oh, yeah. Are you still bowing and doing their feet for them? Enough. That Paul guy with the cane tried to tell me to do his feet. Cut them off? I'm not allowed to do that. Okay? Luckily, because of Almighty and thermonuclear weapons, I'm never going to have to be reduced to have to do that. As a pure, optimistic, childlike being that's kind and nice, I don't have to be reduced to doing that. You're my last enemy. So God's getting rid of you. Not I have to be doing stuff like up at the train. Richard never has to do that stuff again. Maybe they're thinking that the people that are actually doing this, they just go, we're never gonna have to do this again. Just forgive us, God, or whatever. But just it's obviously more compassionate than just shutting off all the transportation out of there. And like I said last night, a million people go in there, housing unit to housing unit. Okay? The nukes are more compassionate. I know, remember that? I used to actually, that must have been, was that something we used to do? Okay. Or because I don't know if other people had that. I don't know if there was a show or something on where the Islamics were going to force you to bow or something. And if you didn't do something, something, that's not Islamics. That's you guys. That's you guys, not Islamics. And then would you have to choose or something? And then they cut your head off? And okay. I don't know what you would expect of beings when you're attacking their mother repeatedly. And just the stuff that you're doing is you're like that guy in the video from Quincy. You're filming it and you're telling everybody that these people are drug addicts. I don't use drugs. Okay? Obviously, I had 13 years sobriety until this thing with this Brian person, and then I drank Corona beers for what, 2 weeks. I had 5 years off of cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes till about October. It was October 1st. Okay. I don't smoke tobacco. I don't smoke drugs. I don't take pill drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I don't use herbs. Nothing. Okay. So if you could please stop calling Holocaust victims homeless people. Hopefully, there's only so many people that you are allowed to do this to just to get to crimes against humanity. Okay. And then that gives people the quote unquote excuse to get rid of you off of planet Earth. You were already having a brain plague because it's the Passover and there's other plagues, right? So if you were wondering, and you're going, why would God allow you to just kill us? God is already killing you with your mass extinction. Clearly, God gave us the technology to do this because you would keep this going until my physical body just gave out. It's been 13 years. You have no signs of stopping it. Okay? So people with thermonuclear weapons are stopping it. It's too much suffering. Okay? I understand, like with the brain loss and stuff, that you guys somehow get off on it or whatever. Like, like you were with Aaron Carter, and he was constantly screaming. Like you literally tormented a person to death. You're not getting 2 and 3 and 6 and 10 of those. It's so the people overseas can see it. They're not brain sick like you are. You might want to check out the intelligence quotients for the whole planet, and you'll get a sense of it. And then I pulled up one last night, per God's conversation, about people are trying to make up an excuse why certain ethnicities have a lower IQ score. Enough. And then if they don't admit that you're not somehow reduced capacity, then what happens? You cut off their heads in the street and go, not guilty. Enough. One thing well, this would be true, right? You go, wouldn't all African Americans live here because that's why they're called that? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the actual place you call Africa. Okay. I don't know if there's people that look like that over there because every video I've ever seen, they all look to me like Aman. Okay. So I think that that's some sort of fraction that's extremely um interbred and mentally retarded. And that's why they have those features. Unless you're in a mimicry for your own safety, um, that's why they've had 60 years of free college and they don't go. And that's why you have a very small population of quote unquote black doctors because of it. So I would expect those people probably have measles all over the land piece, and they're not talking about it, right? Just yeah. If you remember what happened with the AIDS in Africa, and I explained some of that, it's not a conspiracy. It has to do with God. It has to do with an extinction. And if they wouldn't stop raping children. I don't know what you would think God would do when you won't stop raping children. Okay. So that's not disparities in healthcare. All of it. Most of them are quote unquote black. And then it became this disgusting thing where I don't know if these are people that are in a mimicry or something. All these quote unquote white people that started doing it uh, with the moral decay, like MLK told you. So that is clearly not my species. You can look it up. We didn't even have STDs on this land piece until you folks came here. Okay, so oh yeah, I know. Just I explained it. I don't know if he knows he has something. Like just he was trying to get me to go to a hotel, so I don't know if that's something he does. He obviously people do it. He told me 4 days, 4 days, one day. He just some chick immediately took him to her house, and you go, you people are. What would? Why would you get it into your head other than me? I guess it's a topic. You go. I don't think he. I don't think he knows. There's not a lot of brain left. A lot of brain matter left. Why would you get it in your head that you would try to get? Did you think you were gonna give the Virgin Mother a disease? Why? Why would you? Why would you want to be doing that? I don't partake in that without STD testing. That's why that other dude left. I don't have sex out of wedlock, and I don't partake in. Even if we were married, you'd have to be STD tested. It's just what is going. I know you go. You get an insight into how sick people are. What on earth? Was there a perception that I did that? No, I think she gets it now. She went, oh, okay. Because clearly that's my personal life I don't really talk about. There's probably a reason, even when I was on a drunken bender, why I don't have STDs. Yeah, just you always use condoms. Yeah, that's ask Roche Jim Morrison. I know, just you show that's what I know. I warned people on Twitter and I was attacked. Someone has to tell people. Someone has to tell people because he clearly was engaged in sexual activity with people even before he came to the America. There was a group of them that flew to England before they came here the first time. And the Dreamers, okay. So they got mad when I came on Twitter with it as a warning because you go, you showed up to a hotel room in uh, Dallas, Texas, and you thought I was going to engage in sex with you without condoms? Oh my God. Where do you people come from? Oh yeah, you just go, that's insane. He called the front desk and they didn't have any. Yeah, okay. Two to lose. Anyways, he probably he had them on them every day after that. Right? You just go, what on earth? Like, is that typical in the UK or he's just a retard? I don't know. Obviously, some of these people that has nothing to do with me because clearly I'm celibate. But that's definitely a good conversation for the other species. They definitely need some. People thought that there was an education on that. I mean, it's the two of thousands. People have known about HIV since the 1980s, and there was other STDs. Yeah, just it doesn't really matter in terms of if I'm immune to something. Yeah, that you still have to be STD tested. Yeah, I'm not down with trying to do a medical experiment where I test out my immunity to HIV. I just suspect that I'm immune to it based on what God told me. Yeah. And herpes. I'm definitely immune to herpes. That I know for sure. Right. So I've never even had a cold sore. Some people actually are. I don't know if people knew that. Some people actually are immune to HIV and herpes. That's the stuff that God does. That's my pull. You come out the door and you're immune to HIV and herpes. Right. So you don't need to worry about that because you're clearly not even my species talking to me like that. But that's what I provide to people. With they're supposed to be morally upright. So, anyways, I guess that might be a good conversation for the other species. That's something different where you're not focusing on radiation. And clearly, they're still partaking in dating and sex out of wedlock and stuff. So, if they care, having no immune system, they might really want to get STD tested if that's available. And they need to have a discussion about condom use for sure, especially with the breeding and all of that. Okay. Uh, right. I don't know who you are, so you don't have to get mad at me. But it's absolutely shocking to me in this day and age that you folks are still doing that stuff. It's absolutely shocking to me. Um, some people would say you have definitely have like a death wish. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think being intoxicated is an excuse if you thought it was. Why wouldn't they just be in your pocket? Like, why wouldn't you just have them on? I know just his whole concepts of stuff too. It's like I wasn't really making plans to have sex with you here. Okay. Uh, oh, he's definitely got issues. Yeah, he's definitely got issues. You're like, some of it you can equate to his previous, where he thinks he's famous. You're not famous. You're not Jim Morrison anymore. You know, I don't think there's a reason why we have to get to a location and pretend we didn't show up there together, including a hotel room. Like you've got there's some sort of neuroses going on there. It's like bizarre. I have no idea. Someone knows because there's people still alive if he was doing that stuff before. Why are we doing this? Okay. He even did it in Portland too. Why are we? Why didn't we just leave the venue together and go to the hotel? Why do you have to meet me at the hotel separately? That's some weird stuff, man. Chrissy Jill was there the first time. Was that was Austin, right? You go, oh, there he is, and he waves to her, and you go, I don't know why he's leaving the hotel separately from me. You just go, this is, I don't know why you're there, but yeah, you just go, that's not my doing. But I did tell him to not have people videoing me after that thing in Dunedin. You go, I'm actually in the process of trying to get a divorce. I mean, he clearly knows about it, but there's not really a reason to rub it in the dude's face. And like that's why I felt he did stuff on purpose because I told him, I go, I really don't want anything like a record of this. I don't want anything like on my credit card and my debit card. And then he purposely did it. And obviously, Al knew about it. He's the one who said to do that. He didn't want to get a divorce because he doesn't want to get a divorce. He's worried about money. That's probably a bunch of crap. He doesn't want to get a divorce. He doesn't even care about that. I would say most neutered males are like that. They don't even care. It's all about the presentation. In case you didn't know that, it's all about the presentation. They don't even really care about that stuff, about the bedroom stuff and stuff. They would. They'd live in a house in separate beds like you're in the Flintstones, just so that they don't have to tell people that you're divorced. That's not going to really work because I wanted to have another husband. Being what, 33 years old at that point? Like, that's not really going to work for me. Yeah, because as you saw with Ghost Jim Morrison, you go, what dude goes out with a woman who's still living in a house with her husband and six minors? But clearly, I could have married someone who was 22. Hello? Anyways, some of that's a big sort of facade too, because I mean, like a delusion. Because in 2009, I went, I don't believe in it. I mean, once they were all adults, maybe, but I don't like that would have been 2020. I don't believe in it. I just do not believe in it. Maybe that's what Cher would say too. And by 2020, I'm embroiled in this crap, and the only males I'm around are all like that, like you see out there. Right? It's just a bad time in planet Earth if I even care about that. I have no idea of knowing if I care about that because of the confinement. So nothing scares primates more than a female that will not copulate. Oh yeah. I could see it if I had a different upbringing and someone like Michael Foran produced me, and that's it. That's your life. You do that. You care for your parents until they die, and then right, you just don't care about that. Especially people in the entertainment business. Yeah, that's what you do because that's way too much attention away from children, especially as a mother. So you just go, I don't know if I actually care about that. But that's the scariest thing to primates is a female that will not copulate. They just don't know what to do with that. Like it scares them, and I don't know. Maybe they think they're supposed to kill me. Like there's something wrong with me. It gets spooky, scary. That's some of it too, because I don't interact with these mamas that have all these children out of wedlock and they're at the barbecue. They know I don't like them. They know I don't approve of it. And so they get obnoxious, and then the answer is to attack me and kill me and sick, neutered males on me. Just like that dude said who was still uttering words. They're not mad at me, they're mad at you. I don't care. So no one on earth, by the way, I'll be on the live stream tonight because God Almighty told me to. No one on earth knows if that person is still living or not. Okay, well, it's not burning in hell, but breathe deep and die. No one on earth knows what time he may be discharged from Faulkner Hospital on June 25th. Breathe deep and die. Is that a real person's name? Did you print out a hospital band of a pseudo name that's not even the person's name? Breathe deep and die. Did you tell me that I was going to go to jail if I didn't partake in your fun uh, game out there at the court? You're going to starve me if I don't partake and you want to pretend you're putting Joan of Arc on trial? Breathe deep and die. Stop threatening me.